Hi guys, so this is Ali from Islamabad, Pakistan, and in this video I'll be sharing some of the tips and tricks to do an efficient and interesting Facebook Live interview. There are a number of interviews that we see every day on Facebook. Some of them are excellent, some of them are not so much, and there are few things that I've noticed in some of those interviews that could be improved. And when somebody is posting an interview on Facebook, the idea is that people will see that and learn from it. And in order to make your audience engaged with your video, you have to make it interesting. And there are some small tips and tricks, in my opinion, that you can follow to make your interviewee interested in the interview as well as the viewers. And in this video, I'll be talking about those small things. There are 5 tips that I will share with you in this video, and hopefully that will help you in taking interesting Facebook Live interviews. So without further ado, let's get on with our tips for Facebook Live interviews. So tip number 1 is to find interviewees' passion. Everybody loves to talk about what they are excited about. You can do that during the conversation, or you can also do your homework, look at the profiles of the interviewees, and figure out what are those in 1 or 2 things that the interviewee is passionate about. This can help you keep the interest of the interviewee in the interview. Tip number 2, build conversation from responses. What I've noticed in some of the Facebook Live interviews is that interviewers sometimes strictly religiously stick to the script. And when they do that, the whole interview sounds like a robot is taking an interview. This is something that you do not want. It not only takes away the attention and interest of the interviewee, it also feels really uncomfortable for the viewers as well. So what you should do is you should build a conversation from responses. For example, if a person is talking about the village that they are from, you can ask a little bit more about that village. How many inhabitants live there? Where is it on the map? What is the geographical location? Which are the close by regions to make the interviewee believe that you are interested in where they are from. And then most of the people are passionate about where they are originally from, and then they will actually start to build a bond with you. They will actually start to feel comfortable answering your questions, and you'll build some trust in the interview, and you can get much more out of them if you build a trust. To have complete control of the interview, you have to build conversation from responses. Listen carefully. This is why I have highlighted the listen part in the first bullet point that you are seeing. Tip number 3, be positive. Keep a smile on your face. Sometimes keeping a smile on your face would not be possible because it depends on what kind of topic you're talking about. If a person is talking about some social issues, something that bothered him or her, something that happened to him or her, you cannot smile because that will be offensive, of course. But you have to show some interest. What I've noticed is that sometimes interviewers are tired or they are bored or whatever, they make really bored faces, they yawn on screen sometimes. You have to show positivity, you have to be positive, you have to show interest in whatever the interviewee is saying. So pick up something that the interviewee is happy about and talk about that. So the whole mood of the interview will become positive. So these are the small things that you can consider when you are taking an interview. Tip number 4, compliment your interviewee. No matter who the interviewee is, compliments always work. The compliment could be about the looks, it could be about the dress, something that inspires you, something about the interviewee, something that really clicked with you when you were talking to the interviewee. Tip number 5, the last point in my list today, always have a plan B. So, plan B in this context is some things that you can use to control the interview. Sometimes the interviewee will be super nice person, but there will be many times where some people will go off track. Some will get offended on something that you said unintentionally, or some will go off track, take things to politics for no reason, for example. In those cases, you have to have certain general topics that you can plug in to take the conversation out of track for a moment. Those questions could be about peace, could be about rights of children, women empowerment, climate change, etc., etc. You could take the conversation out of the track for a moment, bring it back 2, 3 questions later, and you'll still be on script. What you should never do is to stop the interviewee and say that, okay, you are going off track, stop it right here. We have to bring it back to the script. I've seen some people do that. It's not good. It's not good for your viewership. It's not good for your interview skills. So you have to have certain skills to control the interview. So one of those is to have a plan B, talk about peace, as I was mentioning before, talk about the general topics that everybody can talk about, and then bring it back on the script. So those were my 5 tips. Just to recap: number one, find interviewees' passion. Number two, build conversation from responses. Number three, be positive, show the positive attitude. Number four, compliment your interviewee. And number five, always have a plan B, a set of general questions that you can ask if the interviewee is going off track. I hope that this video was useful for you, and I will be making more of these videos on different topics. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Facebook, Ali Shuja Classroom on YouTube, or LinkedIn. These links are also in the description of the video. You can copy paste from there and follow me if you want to. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video was useful. Keep in touch, and I'll be back with a different topic very, very soon. Thanks a lot.